All right, so what we're going to do is show you exactly how to launch an open house advertisement and generate anywhere from 20 to 100 plus leads per month at a very low cost. And this can be a lot lower as well. It's anywhere from, 60 cents up to $5 or $6 per lead, just depending on what you're willing to pay for that lead. Now I'm going to show you this flow here. Now, I'm obviously not going to show you the full one because that would overwhelm you and get you very confused, but taking your cold audience, showing them an open house ad, collecting that lead information, giving them a thank you page, and then calling or having them call and schedule an appointment with you. So this is the flow that we're going to be working on right now, and I'm going to actually show you all of the ad copy and things that you should be using, and I'm also going to include it so you can just copy and paste it. Now, this is what the whole flow would look like. This is why I'm not going over all this. There's no way you'd be able to learn this in this quick video. But again, I want to be able to show you how to generate that lead on Facebook with an open house ad and start having leads to follow up with. So what we're going to do is open up our ads manager. Now, if you need to get to your ads manager, you can do facebook.com/ads manager, and that should open you up into here. Now, I suggest just bookmarking this and saving it up here like this so you have quick access to your ads manager every single time. Now, the first thing that we want to do is go to the campaign level because we're going to be going to create. Now, you can also get to this from your home page if you click the down arrow and choose manage ads, or you can click the create button and click create ad. Now, as you can see, we have a lot of leads that have come in through these campaigns that we're doing here. And what we're going to do is show you how to do the same exact thing. Now, once you click create, the first level we want to take care of is our campaign objective. This is telling Facebook what you want for an outcome. Now, considering we already know what we want for an outcome, you won't have to figure that out. Just follow the exact steps that I'm doing and you will generate those leads. Facebook just added in real estate being under a special ad category. So in order for your ad to launch and be approved, you have to click I'm creating a campaign for a special ad category and then choose housing. Even though you might not be doing housing, it doesn't matter. Anything under real estate is now falling in this special ad category. So what we're going to do here is we're going to choose what we want Facebook to do. Now, we want to generate a lead. We want to get their name, email, phone number. So that's what we're going to choose here is lead generation. Now, we just want to scroll down. Be sure to label and name each level that you are working on so you do not get things confused. Now, as you get a little more advanced, you might not need to type out lead generation or lead gen. What I normally do now is LG, and I know that is lead gen. If I'm doing messages, I put an M. Video views is VV, C for conversions, and T for traffic. And depending on engagement, it would be post engagement, so PE, and there's also page likes, so PL. But you will be using the lead generation here. Now, again, I like to label it. So if you're doing an open house, I would just put open house and then maybe the address of that so you know which one. Because again, if you're creating a lot of different advertisement campaigns and you have a lot of different open houses, you're going to want to make sure that you know what is what. So I would just leave that like that. What I normally do is copy this. I right click and then copy, and also Control C on your keyboard. I would leave this alone and be sure to check your daily budget. Now, you do not have to spend tons of money per day to get those leads. I definitely recommend at least $5 a day. I believe 3 is the lowest, but I would just go with $5 per day. Now, this does not mean Facebook is going to spend your whole $5. This is just letting them know this is what you're willing to spend per day in order to get that lead. So we're going to go ahead and continue. So this is kind of the breakdown of the 3 different levels of your ad campaign, and hopefully you get this as the way that I explain it. Now, this is almost like building a home. Your campaign and your objective is how you want your house to come out. This is more of the foundation of your home. Now, the ad set level is more of the interior, the guts of the home. This is where you're going to be choosing your targeting, your audience, your detailed targeting, your location, your placements, your budget. All of that stuff is going to be what your audience does not see. So this is the interior, the guts of the house. Now, this here is more of the exterior of your home. This is where people are going to see your pictures, your ad copy, meaning text. They're going to see your links. Things like that is what they're going to see. So these are the 3 different levels of the campaign. And right now we are on the ad set level. So first thing I'm going to do is paste that name that we had from the campaign here. Because what I'm going to be doing is coming back to this, spacing, dashing, and then filling in a little bit more details of what I did on this page so I do not forget. If you're someone who does not have a lot of business pages, you won't have to worry about it, clicking the wrong page. I would just recommend that you pay attention to make sure that the page is clicked. This is only asking this because I am pulling this up on a different account. You want to make sure that you do accept the terms and conditions. Right here will say if you have accepted them, so I do not have to click it, but it will say accept. If you don't do this, your ads will not run as well. Now, again, I'm not going to be stepping through each thing. I don't want to confuse you with the stuff that you don't need to know right now. I'm only going to be showing you the things that you need to do to take for action steps in order to implement this and get the results that you want. So we're going to scroll down a little bit here, and we will be coming back up to here to fill this in. So right here is where you want to choose your location. Now, I'm in Northbridge, Mass. And when you're doing real estate, you do not want to go over 20 miles because that's a pretty big distance. The best recommendation is 15 miles. I used to be able to go very, very low. Facebook put a stop to that. You can't do that anymore. You cannot do 1 or 2 miles. So now it's 15 and above. As far as this, you want to not choose everyone in this location, but you want to make sure you choose people who live in this location. And as you can see, that's going to bring up this a little bit more, but it's also people in that location. And that's who we're going after, not the people coming through or passing through. Now, again, Facebook has made a bunch of updates. When you are doing real estate, you cannot choose any age. You have to leave it open from 18 to 65. They do not want you discriminating against people who are 18 that might be able to purchase that property that you have. So again, you have to keep this open. You can't do anything with this anyway. Gender, you can't do anything with this either. I used to actually target just women because it seems that more women are the ones that are looking at the homes. And another key thing is when I was using that, I was also using pictures of the kitchen because a lot of women love their nice kitchens and countertops and cabinets. So that was a big way to draw in a lot of leads. Now, Facebook did put a stop to the gender. You can't choose that, so it will be open for male or female. Now, language is all depending on you and your preferences. A lot of people do not mind the language. It doesn't matter who is contacting them, but a lot of people also like to have someone who can speak English. Now, if you're Spanish and you can reach that Spanish market, that is a good way. You can just leave that open. Or if you want to just target the Spanish market, you can put that in here. But a lot of people do put English. You can put English all or English UK or just US. I don't think it matters too much as long as the person can actually speak English if you do speak English and no other languages. Now, when it comes to detailed targeting, we used to always detail target, people that looked at Remax and Zillow because it's good because you can tap into that audience. Now, Facebook does like it when you don't put too much detailed targeting because you're cutting out a lot of different people. Now, keep in mind, the targeting that Facebook has is just information that they've collected. Now, if I choose people who have gone to Zillow, I'm going to be able to show my advertisement to everybody who has actually gone to the Zillow website. Now, here's the issue. If I'm someone who is looking for a home and I did not go on Zillow, I will not see your ad. So lately, the past couple months, we've been deciding to just leave this completely open. And if you do decide to do targeting, you want to create an advertisement that has no targeting at all, and then duplicate this one and go back and then put the detailed targeting in here. But if you do, keep it very low. Do not choose a lot of detailed targeting options. I would simply stick to 1 to 3, because then you're going to know what is working, and make sure they're in the same category as well. Okay, we don't want to do first time home buyer and then Zillow, because we won't know if it was first time home buyer or it was the Zillow. So if you do Zillow, go Zillow, Trulia, homes.com, and then that could be fine, or realtor.com. Okay, so don't do too much detailed targeting there. Now, as we scroll down, you're going to leave this like that. Again, we used to do just automatic placements, and we would only choose Facebook news feed. But nowadays, with all of the changes to the algorithms, it's actually working out better to leave it on automatic placements, simply because sometimes now your ads are being shown more in stories or in the marketplace or in Messenger, in stream videos, in articles. So there are people viewing your content in a lot more other places on Facebook more now than they used to before. So I would definitely leave the automatic placements on. This is pretty much it for this level. You do not need to go into the advanced options. You can just leave everything the way that it is. But let's just scroll back up here, because you want to take your location and your mileage. This is one thing I like to do. I would always put the age that I was working in, but that doesn't matter now. And you shouldn't even have to put 18 plus, because we know now Facebook has those changes to where age doesn't matter. So what I like to do is, if you have multiple listings and open houses, you want to put the area that the house listing was, and then also the mileage of radius that you are advertising in. So this was 15 miles. The other thing I like to do too, and you don't have to, is just look at what you have for a reach. You cannot always go by Facebook's guesstimation of your reach, okay? But I sometimes like to find out if an ad is doing well, was it because it had a bigger audience size or more of a defined audience size? Now, I just simply do 580K, so I know that is my audience in this mile radius in this location at this address, and this is an open house. So after I'm done filling this in and gone through all of that, what I do now is I copy this. Now we're going to go to the next level, and you can simply get through these levels by clicking over here or by scrolling down and clicking continue. So the next thing that I like to do is immediately copy and paste this new version in here. Now the reason why I do this and I bring this name from here to here is because now if I'm running this ad and I want to duplicate this advertisement and I want to add in a different picture, this is going to be the original. Now when I copy that, it's going to say copy 1. Or I like to rename it as pick 1, pick 2, or add copy 1, add copy 2. So I know exactly what I've changed. Now if you go change the detailed targeting, you want to make sure you add that in here as well. So again, here's where you're going to see that page. If you do have an Instagram account, you will see that in here when you click this drop down. And as I said, real estate is not doing too bad on Instagram. If you have some really nice pictures of the home, you will get some engagement from that. So you can add and connect that here. So this is where you're going to choose whether you want to use a carousel ad, meaning a lot more than 1 or 2 pictures, or you're going to use a single image or a video. Now keep in mind, if you are someone who does videos, video is king. If you have a video of your open house and a walkthrough, people will absolutely love that. But also single image and carousel work very well. But I split test both. Today we're going to be showing you how to use split image, not video or carousel. So here's where I'm going to bring up the ad copy that you are going to have a copy of that you can just simply copy and paste. That is simply right here. Now, as you can see, I left this open for you to fill in your details, but I also have an example here of a realtor that I am running ads for that I'm using this copy with that is converting very well. Now, the copy I'm sharing is something that's working. It's not something that you have to guess and know if it's going to work. You would definitely generate the leads from that. So I will give you this, and you can simply hold it screen side by side, and you can just come in and copy and paste that directly in there. One thing I definitely recommend is spacing everything out. People consume your ads and your content a lot more when it's spaced out and it's not grouped together in a big clump of texts. So what I do is I space out each thing. The features I do obviously keep together. At the end of the features, I space it again. Let them come see this for themselves. Another address drop, and then let them know they can tap learn more to get information. Now, when it comes to pictures, you guys can use, the pictures that you already have of the listing or the open house, which is going to be best. If you don't have any pictures, you can use stock photos, but this will not work as good for an open house because people do not want to be deceived. So in a later time, if you are running advertisements and you don't have pictures, you can obviously upload them from your computer, the ones you want to use from the actual open house. But again, if you need stock photos, you can get them right through Facebook. And they're, I believe they come from, Shutterstock. So you would have to pay for these separately on Shutterstock if you go, but Facebook actually gives them to you for free as long as you're using them in your paid ad. So again, if you do use something like this, I would only use something maybe that says open house. I would not use a photo of a stock house and then, drive people to that open house and they find out that it's not that. You do not want to do that. But again, if you need stock photos for different things, they are here. And this is the type of picture I was talking about. You could use a photo like this, open house, as long as you don't see the house in the background. Okay, guys, so we're going to keep going through here. So let me just actually go ahead and choose one of these photos just so we can use it in this example here. So you can see exactly what it's going to look like. Always be sure to check your ad copy. Even though that this has been checked, you definitely don't want to be putting out an advertisement if there's misspelled words. And yes, I have checked this numerous times. Countertops is one word. I had to check Google and a couple, what is it here? Grammarly. Grammarly is a very good way to check your ad copy. Okay, so in this headline here, this is what's going to show up. Now we're actually going to go back to here and we're going to choose one of these. This is the open house one that I have created. And we're just going to paste that in there. So an advertisement works a little differently than something else here. And let me explain how an advertisement works. When you're scrolling on Facebook, the first thing that you are going to notice is the photo. I call this the scroll stopper. Now, once you've grasped their attention with this photo, you now have a split second to keep their attention. Most of the time, someone's eyes on a photo in an advertisement will go from here down to here, this bold lettering, because this sticks out a lot more. Now, once you have a enticing message within your headline, they're now going to bring their eyes up to the top of the copy and start reading. Now, if they're interested in open home, they're going to want to click to see more. Okay, so you want to make sure that you have it set up that way. As far as the description, this actually pops up underneath here, but just keep in mind, this only shows up on certain placements. This will not show up everywhere. Most of the time, it just shows up on your desktop. But 95% of people are on mobile. So I would not create anything and adjust it to desktop, make everything mobile friendly. And 90% of the time, this will not show up. So I honestly do not even use this as long as I have all of this extra real estate down here for my catchy headline. Display link, leave blank, because you are driving people to a lead form, and we're going to actually create that next, and I'll have all of the copy for that as well. Now, you want to make sure that your CTA, your call to action, is learn more, because that's what people are going to want to do. After they get this information, if they're interested, they're going to want to learn more. So that's what we want our button to say. Now we're going to scroll down here. I am just going to take out the space to see if I can open this up a little more. Okay, we're going to take away this arrow. All right, perfect. So now a lead form, after people leave your advertisement, we want a place to send them to where we can collect their information and data. And the information and data we want to collect is name, email, phone number, because that's what we consider a lead. Now, what we want to do, what you're going to want to do is create a new form. You are not going to have, obviously, these options here. You're just going to want to go new form. The first thing you want to do is make sure you edit this and you name it. So again, you would put in your area, maybe the street. Just make sure you let yourself know that it is an open house and the location or the open house address, okay? As far as the settings, you don't need to touch this unless you're someone who needs to change the language. Most of the time, anybody watching this would be using the English. So I wouldn't even bother going in settings. And as far as the form type, you're going to leave it on more volume, okay? So we can go ahead and just click this one and close that out of the way so we're not getting confused. Now, as far as the intro is the headline that's right here. Now, again, you don't want to completely change what you have on your advertisement to what you have on your landing page. You want to make sure that this form is congruent from what they saw previously. So people think that they need to reinvent the wheel once they get to this spot and put in a completely different text, but you really don't have to. People want to see congruency. They want to know and get the same feeling when they get to here. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to go over here to the lead form setup, as you can see. So underneath intro, this is going to be our headline. Now what I'm going to do is actually squish this down a little bit so you can see both of it, and we can do this at the same time so we're not bouncing back and forth. I don't want anybody to get confused here. Bear with me for 1 second. All right, now hopefully you can actually see my whole screen. I am using a different program here. So we're going to copy and paste this headline. We're going to put it right inside the headline. I always use the same image for the advertisement. You can use a picture of the exterior of the home, and then once people get to this lead form, you show them a picture of maybe the dining room, the kitchen, the bathroom, the master bedroom, whatever picture looks best. But I will say that the kitchen always works very well here, but a lot of the times we just keep it the same. So we're going to skip down to layout. Paragraph, I usually leave it on this, and I'm going to show you what I put in there. I'm just going to copy this and paste it directly in. And again, you can use all of this copy as well. The other option you have is to do bullet points. Okay, you only get a certain amount of bullet points, so you have to make sure that everything will fit in there. But again, this is just as simple. One thing I like doing as well, just like I do in my advertisements, I space things out. We want to make sure that people will consume and read what we're showing them. And yes, you will have to edit this a little bit to accommodate your open house. But again, just take the key points out, let people envision this home and see all of the good points of it. So now that the intro is done, we're going to be moving to questions. And this is where it gets very important. First, we want to put in our headline. Now, most people usually say, give me your information below, drop your information below, fill out your information below, but we're telling the person what to do, and we're telling them to give us your information. People don't like that. But when you're telling them, I'm going to pretty much allow you to gain access below for more information on this home, okay? So we're not telling them to give us information. We're just letting them know plain and simple, if you do want more information and you want to gain the access, look below. Okay, so what we're going to have here is name, email, phone number. These are the things that we want to ask. As you can see here, we only have email and phone number right now. Excuse me, email and name. And for some reason online, the order that people like to see it in is name, email, phone number. Now, when you switch up things that people are accustomed to, that throws up red flags in their brain. That throws up a, hey, caution, what's going on here type of feeling. So even as something as simple as that is asking for email before their name, it's going to be off. So you want to do name, email, then phone number. And we're going to go here to add question, contact fields down to phone number. So as you can see, we're going to have name, email, phone number, but we're also going to be asking a couple other qualifying questions. Now, agents have an issue with not getting qualified leads. So we want to make sure that we're asking questions to get them to take action. And we know that they are someone who is ready to physically want this offer. So what we're going to do here is we're going to scroll down to schedule appointment. Now, these people obviously have the time and date that you have for this open house. But there's going to be people who don't want to go to the open house, but all want to set up an appointment to chat with you. So this is where you can actually do that by choosing schedule an appointment. Now we're going to go back over to the information here. And what we want to do is ask them, let me know the best day and time to contact you about this property. What we're doing here is we're informing this person that you will be reaching out to them and to contact them. One thing that people online and digital marketers have to deal with a lot is people complaining about, well, the lead got mad, I reached out to them. And the one thing that I always ask people is, did you inform them? Because no one likes to be solicited. No one likes to be randomly called and sold to, or just randomly called out of the blue after you've clicked submit on a form on Facebook or online. It's just not what we like or want. So you have to make sure you specify this within the copy to make sure, okay? Now, that is completely done there. People are going to be able to schedule this appointment, and you will receive that information, and it will look something like this, where it's going to show you their name, email, phone number, and then the day, the date, and the times, and how they want you to contact them, because those are the other questions we're going to be putting in below. So we're going to go to add a new question, and this one is going to be multiple choice. Excuse me if this little thing is in the way here. So the question that we are going to use, and I'm going to copy and paste this over, is would you prefer a call, text, or email? Now what we want to do is simply write those down. Phone call. Actually, I kept it the same, so that way everything was congruent. Call, text, and I'm just clicking enter, and that's what's making those options into blocks, and email. Now, when you come over to your form, it actually builds it in live time. So if you scroll down, you're going to see name, email, phone number. Let me know the best day and time to contact you about this property. And when they click on this, it's actually going to give them a calendar to choose from, so they can pick those dates and times. Now, when they scroll down more, would you prefer a call, text, or email? So when they click this, it's going to give them those options. Now, I think on the last one I entered, it didn't matter, or all of the above, any is fine. You can put whatever you want, but this is just going to allow the person to have these options, or if they really don't care and you prefer to call, text, or email, you will be able to do that when they say any is fine. And we didn't say any is fine, we just said any fine. Any is fine, here we go. Okay. So this part of the lead form is pretty much done there. Now we're going to scroll up. You don't have to click these to close them out, because even if it was open and you scroll down and click the next section, it's going to close the last one. So this is very important. You have to have a privacy policy uploaded on here as a link that's clickable for Facebook in order for your ads to be launched. Now, a lot of agents do have a website that they use, and it does have a privacy policy. If you go to your website and you scroll to the very bottom of your website and there is a privacy policy and you click on that link, once you open up that page, that is the URL and the link that you want to copy and put in here. Because again, Facebook will not approve it if there is not a link to a website privacy policy. Now, for anybody who doesn't have a privacy policy for Facebook, I'm going to give you a document that it already has all of that on it. And this is exactly what it looks like, guys. You just simply have to come in and make sure you change out the bolded areas and put in your business name for those spots, your email for these spots, and your website. But let me throw a warning about this here. You want to make sure that you do not hyperlink anything or make anything a clickable link within your privacy policy. Facebook will again deny your advertisement. But again, these are things that you don't have to worry about, because I'm telling you all the things that you don't have to do and the right things to do in order to have success with generating your own leads on an open house. So you want to simply download this, and I will provide a link for you. You just want to go through it. As I said, make sure you update these certain parts, and you only have certain areas where you have to fill in. And I did bold them out. Obviously, things like this, you're not changing. You're simply changing the ones that has to do with your personal information. But make sure you do go through it, because there are some sections in the middle where you will have to change that information. And then also at the end here. So once you've changed all this information, I highly suggest that you simply delete this box here. You just highlight the whole thing, delete it out of here. And then you want to make sure that you go to File, Download as PDF. This is the document you want to share with your audience. Now, when you have it uploaded in your Google Drive, the only thing that you have to do is hover over it, right-click, Get Shareable Link, and copy this. And this link right here, and leave this on at all times and never turn it off. That link right there is what's actually going to be placed inside of this link URL. Now, for the link text, we simply just want to type in privacy policy. So you can do something as simple as that, as copying and pasting it, and just pasting it directly in there, or you can just type that in there, whatever's quicker for you. Now, this privacy policy part of this is done, and you can actually flip through here and see what you've done so far. Now we want to go on to the thank you screen. Now, I'm going to go ahead again and copy and paste what I have over here, and it's pretty much what's already there. Thank you, all set, chat soon. Again, guys, that little keyword, chat soon. We're going to be reaching out to you. You will hear from us. So in the description, you want to make sure that you go ahead and leave your contact information. So as you can see, in the meantime, if you have any questions on Beautiful Property, please feel free to reach out to my personal cell. I obviously say personal cell so they feel like they're going to be talking to someone, not to an automated service or not to an office where you're going to be passed on to a bunch of people. Put your number in here and then your name. After that, you are almost done, guys. You are ready to launch this open house advertisement. Now, you have three options here. The only one that you're going to use for now is view website. You're not going to use download or call business. Now, this is the button text. This is what people see. What I like to do is do something like that. Show me more. Get people to want to see the next step. Now, the link that's required, this is where you're going to add your MLS link or wherever that open house is listed, okay? So go to that listing, wherever it is, copy that URL that's in the search bar and paste that directly in here. So now when people come to your lead form, they go from your ad to your lead form, they read through, give name, email, phone number. They fill out this. They check how they want to be contacted. They go by the privacy policy because Facebook now shows that in the middle between the landing page and thank you page. And then this is the thank you. Now you can put in here too, as well as another shout out. I will be chatting with you soon, or I'll get back to you as soon as possible, as soon as ASAP, as whenever I can. You just want to let them know. Don't forget to do that. You don't want to get people irritated or aggravated with your advertisements. So once you have completed all of that, you are now going to be ready to click finish. Now, I don't want to click finish. This is on a client's account. I don't want to launch another advertisement, but that's exactly what you want to do, is click this button. And once you have done that and click that button, it will take you back to this page here where you can confirm and launch this. Now, your advertisement is going to take anywhere from a half hour to 24 hours, or a little bit more sometimes. Most of the time, Facebook is very good with it and getting it launched right away. But if it is a brand new ad account, they will go through it a lot more thoroughly to make sure everything is on point. You guys do not have to worry about this tracking here because you're not taking people to a website or a landing page. So you don't have to worry about the Facebook pixel. So once you do click confirm and that advertisement does launch, I'm now going to show you where you are going to want to go in order to get and retrieve your leads. So we're going to go to ads again. Ads manager. Once you're in your ads manager, you're going to see the advertisement you just launched. Most likely it's going to say in review. Now, again, it will take a half hour to 24 hours and a little bit longer for it to launch. But once you do, you will get a notification from Facebook alerting you that it is launched. Let me just go up here 1 second. I'm going to show you guys how you can pull your leads out. Now, the thing about Facebook is your leads do not automatically get delivered to you or get notifications when you get a lead. This is why we add in extra systems, just like this. So that way we get those notifications by SMS. We get it put into a Google Sheet just like this, and we can get back to all that information. Now, when you go into your ads level, after your campaign is launched and you have advertisements that are coming in, you're going to start to see leads show up here. Now, when you click this link here, it's actually clickable. Let me open this up a little bit so you can see that better. So when I click this, it's going to allow me to download this as a CVS file, or an XLS file. I usually use CSV. I don't do this anymore because this is a pain every time that you want to see if leads have come in and see who that lead is. You have to physically come into your ads manager, consistently checking this, clicking that, and downloading that same file again. Now it's going to keep downloading. If you have 10 leads and you've downloaded this file and you get 11 leads, you have to download it again. It's going to have all of the other 10 on there as well. So you always have to look at the latest person who came in. That's your newest lead. That's most likely going to be the way that you guys have to do that for now. But that's what I was trying to explain. If you use things like Zapier, you can actually take those leads once they've given the information and send an SMS to yourself alerting you have a lead. It gives the name, email, phone number within that SMS text, and also shoots that information to a Google Sheet. So there are lots of different ways to retrieve your leads to make that more of an automated process. If anybody's interested in finding out how you can do that, I do have more videos to show you how to do this as well. If anybody has any questions about anything, about how to set anything up, if I went too fast, I just didn't want to make this a very long video for you. So I will talk to you very soon. I hope you have a great day, and make sure you reach out if you have any questions at all. Take care.